All right, and we're live. Welcome everybody to a Friday night TMAU PATM, uh, I guess body odor interview. With me, I have Jose. How's it going?
Pretty good. I know we've been trying to do this for a while, but I'm glad, we're finally here.
I don't I forget I don't know if we within the discussion we had through email you actually specified where you're located. Where are you from?
I am from Southern California.
There's a lot of people from California, man.
Yep.
Um, So you say that you're currently 18. I don't know, like, what's the origin story for you?
So I have the exact same thing as you. I've been watching your channel for about a year, and I watch your videos, and your stories are like literally the exact same thing as me. You said that they started for you when you were 14, right? Started for me
Yep.
as 14 as well. 14 as well, man. And the funny thing is, you said I remember I watched one of your videos. You're like, this started for me when I was 14. It was like around 2005 or so. And I'm like, I was literally born in 2005, and this started for me when I was 14. And we have like literally the exact same, reactions or like kind of condition, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, somewhere around 15, but you're pretty much the
Oh,
same.
2005, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but well, since are you in college since you're 18? Are you in college, high school, or?
I graduated from high school in 3 weeks.
Oh shit. Wow. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, May, somewhere between May and June. That's really when people actually
Yeah.
go out and yeah.
Yeah.
So so what's your plans?
So I plan to go to college, work a full time job at the same time. It's gonna be really hard. I'm not looking
Yeah,
forward to it. Not looking
yeah.
forward.
Are you with those jobs? Or is it like a physical job you have to go to, or is it something?
Um, I currently work a part time job at a retail store, and I've been working there since I turned 16. And but I plan on leaving soon. I'm gonna try to work somewhere else. I don't know where,
Ah,
but yeah.
so tell me like the first experiences that you had when you started realizing people start reacting to you.
So started in March of 2019, and it was the last class of my day. I was in eighth grade. I was in middle school. It was the very last class of the day. It was science, I remember, and I sat down in the classroom, and the tables are like everyone sits next to each other. It's like these long ass tables that people sit down. It's not like the classic, student classroom. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a laboratory. It was a science room, and I
Hmm.
sat down, and then some guy, the guy that sat next to me, he came in, and then he's just like fucking freaking out, right? He's freaking out. He was like, "Man, like, why does it smell like that in here?" And um, I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Man," he's like, "Did you fart or something?" And I was like, "Did I fart?" I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And then and then class was starting, and more people came in, and the people who were near me, um, they were like, "Man, like, what the fuck is that smell?" And they're like, "It's coming from like over here," like pointing where I
Hmm.
was at. I'm like, "Bro, what? What are you guys talking about?" And I think this was like the day before like a break. Like we had a break or something. So I didn't think much of it. I was like, man, I may have like not showered or something. I don't know, but it'll probably go away by the break, over the break. I'll probably figure it out. But eventually, this break ends. I go back to school, and I'm getting reactions like from everyone in every single classroom. So that's how it started.
Mm. So once you started, so I guess once you went back and you went back to science class, and I guess even any other classes like English, math, or whatever, it was like the
Yeah,
same type of
yeah.
reactions.
So the reactions I noticed were people like they were literally doing this with their shirts in classroom the whole time. They were just like that, covering their noses, like when they're around me, and then they're like, "Man, like what's that smell like? Why does it smell like that?" I'm like, "What? What are you guys talking about?" I was just so confused, and I was just like, "Man, like what's going on?" And yeah, and then it just continued on throughout my high school years, and yeah, it's not
So
good.
I know when I was in high school, in the early times it happened, I didn't really believe it that it was
Yeah,
me. I thought people were just being dicks or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't believe because I couldn't smell myself. I'm like, I don't smell anything. Um, and ultimately, once I started realizing I got reactions outside of high school, I started to realize, okay, maybe there might be
Yeah.
something to it. So, did you feel like people were pulling a prank on you? Did you feel like people were
Um.
just saying it to be
Yeah,
a
to
dick?
make me mad. No,
Yeah.
I was like, this is too much of a coincidence, right? Because it's every single fucking classroom I'm going in. There's people. I don't know if this is something that's super weird. I don't know if you experienced this when you're in high school, but as soon as you enter a room, everyone just starts like shaking their legs. Like I don't know if you could relate to that. Everyone just starts
Mm,
fucking shaking their legs, or they make like those like throat noises or like like that, like coughing.
mm.
And it's at every single classroom I'm going in. Everyone's doing that, and that didn't happen before, you know. So it was just fucking weird. Like, I don't know if you could relate to that, but
Oh,
yeah.
for me, like the issues that I started noticing is like people started whenever someone was in back of me, people start to sniffle a lot.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh yeah, bro.
so
Like,
it
I don't know why. Sorry,
go ahead.
I don't know. Why. I can relate to that because some people are like, like, bro, if it smells bad, why do you keep doing that? Like, it's I don't know. I just don't understand. But yeah, that is a reaction.
Yeah, so I know for me, I didn't. The first person I went to was my mother. I asked my mother about
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
When I interview some people, like they say they never speak to their parents or they never
Oh yeah.
really talk to their friends about this. Who was the first person you might have mentioned or disclosed? Hey, do I smell bad, or do you smell
Oh
anything about me, or anything like that?
yeah. It was my mom. She said I didn't smell bad, and she thought I was kind of crazy. And my family members, they don't smell me either. Well, not all of them. My cousins do give reactions. That's why I don't go to like family reunions or anything anymore. Try to
Yeah,
completely avoid
yeah,
that. But my like family, like brother, mom, sister, like they don't give reactions, and I believe that they don't smell me because they're not giving reactions. So and also there are some other people who aren't my family members who are immune to my smell. It's just really weird. Like yeah,
yeah. So my thing is, here's another thing because it brings back a lot of
yeah,
memories. Talking to somebody
yeah,
who's still in high school, that's crazy.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
like I remember when I was in high school, I couldn't really figure out what the fuck it is. I thought I was going crazy. I thought I had
yeah.
schizophrenia, or yeah, I don't know, like yeah, like I had like some hallucinations or something like that. And when I looked online because I couldn't find, I couldn't explain it or figure out why this is happening. I looked online. Majority of the things that they were saying that had anything to do with body odor just was like like put on more deodorant, wash your clothes. So that's what I would naturally
Yeah,
do. I would put
yeah,
more deodorant on. I put more.
yeah.
I never really put cologne on. I started putting on more cologne. I started putting on
Mhm.
what's that stuff that you put within your clothes? I forgot what it's called. Where you iron it. It's called. It's not fabric softener. It's fabric. I forgot. But I started doing a lot of like hygienic things,
Mhm.
and it wasn't really
Yeah.
helping. What was your experience, or
So
what was your
yeah,
like treatment?
I shower every night, so it's not like I'm being dirty and not like I'm being unhygienic. I shower every single night before I go to sleep, and I take some long ass showers, like 30-minute long showers, man.
Yeah,
And actually I did put on deodorant like when it was super hot, like I would sweat, so I need to put it on deodorant because like just by myself, like I would just be sweating and sweating and sweating. So I would do that, but obviously like none of that like works. Like I could stink up a room, like it doesn't matter. And if I put on cologne or perfume or whatever, it makes the smell worse actually. Like I feel like it does. I don't know why, but yeah.
well, let me ask you. So once you like started to notice, okay, this is some weird stuff that's happening where I'm starting to smell bad. What did what did you do to look up or find treatments online? What was
so
like your
i
first thing you try to do?
So I went on YouTube and like there was literally like nothing. Like I saw that there's like this disease called trimethylene or whatever it's called, where people smell like fish. But I learned that people are born with it. You don't get it like during their puberty years or later on in life. Like they're born with it. And from my smells, people aren't saying that I smell like fish or saying I smell like shit, you know. So yeah, so I was really fucking confused. I was like, what the fuck is this like? And then that's when I later learned that, like, you know, the types of food I eat can either make it smell worse or better. And yeah, that's basically it. And then I went on, like, I found your YouTube channel. Actually, I found your YouTube channel that way by like researching and stuff.
That's so funny. That's funny as
Yeah.
shit. Because it's like, again, when I was like 17 or whatever, I
Yeah.
couldn't find shit. I couldn't find anything. The only thing I could find was again like articles about putting on more deodorant if you have a body odor or whatever. So this didn't
Yeah.
exist. I don't think there was any type of people back in 2007 that was talking
Yeah.
about TMAU or anything like that. So when I
Yeah.
hear people say, "Oh, I found your channel," I'm like, "What? That's crazy."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
especially since you're like you're 18, I'm trying to like envision if I met somebody or met a channel that already was explaining the same things that was going
Yeah.
on when I was a teenager,
Yeah.
how my life would be different. Um,
Really?
but but okay, you noticed that there's certain foods that worsen your odor.
Yeah.
You know,
So I didn't
how?
even realize. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, what foods were they, and how did you discover them?
So I discovered it because I didn't even discover that foods like make you smell worse until like the summer, like the fall of 2022. So I have a job, right? I got it when I turned 16. I went to the interview and I didn't. The manager there, when she interviewed me, she asked me like three fucking questions, and then she's like, "All right, you're hired," like on the fucking spot. And she didn't give reactions to me, but I do get reactions from a lot of other people at work, like other coworkers and customers. But yeah, I was just shocked that I even got hired in the first place. But at work, there's this like loss prevention. You know what that is, right? Loss
Mhm.
prevention or like security
Prevention.
guard.
Hmm.
So there's this guy at my work. He's loss prevention, and I'm in the break room, right? And he comes in, and he was like, "Man," he's like, He's like, "Why the fuck does this always smell like shit in here?" And then he asked me, he's like, "Hey, are you the one? Or like, are you?" He asked me if I was like the one that's making the smell, and then I just stayed quiet. And I was just like, "No." Like, obviously I know, but like in that moment I didn't, because there was other people in there. And it was kind of embarrassing. And then I thought to myself, I was like, "What's like?" I got like more reactions than usual today. Like, what did I eat yesterday? And then I checked, and I ate eggs. Yes, that the day before, I think I ate eggs. And I kept a, and from then on I kept a food diary. And I wrote down the foods that I ate the day before or on the day that I ate it. And then I would be like, "Hey, what type of reactions did I get, or like are these severe, or like I'll always smell, but like some days like I don't smell as bad as others." And I came to the conclusion that fast food made me smell worse, dairy made me smell worse, eggs, red meat, anything sugary, yeah, those processed food, all of that stuff, basically were making me smell worse. So from then on, I just dropped eating those foods, especially eggs, like, or dairy. Like, I completely avoid that. That's just like fucking like I'm staying away from that.
Wow. Wow, shit. Because you actually figured it out faster than I did. I had to figure that
Yeah,
shit out when I was like in college. I started
yeah,
realizing, oh shit, drinking milk makes me smell worse. Um,
mhm.
so all this is wow, and this is only in a span of what, 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, 4 years. I've been suffering for 4 years, sadly. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Okay, so at this moment, what do you do currently where you feel like, do you feel like you have it under control or uh,
Definitely not. Sorry. I would want to go on a completely vegan diet, but the thing is, like, I'm super skinny. Like, I weigh 100, like 30 something pounds, and I'm 6'2", and
damn.
I'm severely underweight, man. And whenever I stop eating protein, like fucking chicken or meat, I drop so much weight, and I just can't go on like this diet of like only this without dropping so much weight. And I'm super skinny, man, and I just can't do that without losing so much weight. And also I feel like super hungry when I'm not eating more protein. I'm just like starving, and then that's
Oh
when
yeah.
like I start eating like bad stuff like sugar, man. Like, that's why I I know it makes me smell worse. Like red meat makes you smell worse. I just can't give it up. Like it's just very hard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I get it, man. I mean, especially like being a vegan is very difficult because it's a little bit more expensive to eat on a vegan diet. But
Hmm.
I do
Oh
know
yeah,
for a fact when you do, at least when I did proper research, the two things that really satiate you is protein and fiber. So if you did want to become vegan, uh, fiber is the main thing that
yeah,
a lot of food,
definitely.
and especially if we're talking about um, complex carbohydrates that you will find
Yeah,
within, well, potatoes. You find it within squash. You will find it within even brown rice to a degree. I don't know. Like, I guess I had that same conclusion at a certain point, but now I realize I know all the types of food to make you get more carbs and
yeah.
more fiber.
Hmm.
Bruh, I mean, I could explain, break it down a little bit, especially if there's, well, since there's our people here, maybe. No, should I explain? No, this is an interview. I should just start asking more questions. But yeah, I
Yeah,
understand where you're coming from with it. Protein
the
and
food.
fiber are
Yeah,
the main things that you can do to satiate yourself. And if you, number one thing is oatmeal and potatoes, because
yeah,
those are the ones that are probably the cheapest, and they are complex carbohydrates, so they'll have a lot of fiber and they'll make you feel full. Um, and it gains, if you eat enough, you'll gain a lot of weight, but that's a whole nother
yeah.
story. Um, so I know when I was in high school, um, well, actually, no, no, no. When I was in college, I still had this plan to, pursue a certain career, whatever. And I thought,
Hmm.
like, if I got to a college, I can restart. I can I guess I can live a new life, start fresh,
Yeah,
because with people in high school knew me as this, but once I go out to another city and go
yeah.
into another life, I can start anew. Have you ever tried to do that, or
Oh,
are you even trying to pursue college?
oh. So sorry. So I don't know why my camera just went blurry. Like I don't know why it's not focusing. But yeah, I am pursuing college. I am going. I'm planning on going to college in the fall. I've realized I was thinking about becoming a truck driver, but then I was like reading into it, and it was like truck driving is becoming automated, and that's very hard. Even once you get your CDL and your Class A or Class B driver's license, it's very hard to get a job as a truck driver. It's a very competitive job market. Um,
Hmm.
so I was just like, you know what? I need to go to college, man. Like I need to get a bachelor's degree in something IT related. My passion is journalism and politics. I wanted to get into something related to that, but like that involves a lot of like in person stuff. Like you have to be very involved in that. So I was just like, man, I'll just pursue something like IT related, I guess, something computer science.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, ooh, let me I was gonna say, like, yeah, I tried to do the truck driving thing, and Class B is a waste of time. Class A, you can get like start. Well, it depends from city to city, state to state. Starting
Yeah.
out probably like maybe 50 grand or something like that. But the thing is, you have to ride with somebody for training for like maybe the past couple of weeks or months till they feel
Uh huh.
comfortable with you carrying the load or driving the truck by yourself. So there's that as well.
Hmm.
So that means you have to be in a confine in a small space with somebody for weeks or
Yeah.
months at a time. But
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. But it does make some good money, and yeah, I did hear about there's going to be AI that's going to eventually take over.
Yeah.
But at
Yeah.
this moment, it's not really happening like that. And to be fair, the AI scare is happening even into white collar jobs. Like
Oh,
uh,
definitely, definitely.
you already mentioned about IT and stuff like that. I was already watching like just some videos or something like that where like AI is already developing apps by itself. So now it's making me think,
Oh
oh
yeah.
shit,
Oh yeah.
is
You
my
know,
job is
Chat GPT, like Chat GPT,
mhm,
like if you ask it to code something for you, it'll like instantly send code for you. But I was thinking
yeah,
about like IT related, like cybersecurity, because I don't think that will be, automated by AI anytime soon. So I don't know. Yeah,
yeah,
cybersecurity or something. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a ethical, well, I don't know if you're thinking about ethical hacking. But I know they make a grip of money. Um,
Yeah.
I was always thinking about that as well. I don't know if that's yeah, that sounds pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Um, so at this moment, You're graduating in 3 weeks. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Um,
Very
man,
hard 4 years. Destroyed by
y-
COVID though. Oh well. I actually didn't really like COVID, even though like I stayed at home and didn't get reactions at school. Like, I just became like super fucking depressed. Like I don't know why, man. That's why like, when I turned 16 during COVID, I was like, man, I need to get a job. I need to get some like social interaction, even though, I know people are going to be like fucking choking or like giving me reactions and stuff. Like, I was just like, man, I'd rather just work, honestly. And I've kept the same job for 2 years. It's just really impressive. It's a part
that
time
is
job, though.
impressive.
Yeah, two
That's
years.
impressive for a number of reasons. One for me, like that shit's hard as fuck to keep a job.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think I ever kept a job for 2 years. How
Really?
many jobs I ever had? I don't think I ever kept a job for 2 years straight. That's crazy. Now that I think about it, I would usually just drop off. I would just like say fuck this shit and just start eating whatever the fuck I wanted.
Yeah.
Um, but that is actually impressive. But I don't want to say that because that might ruin the. Mm, I will say that in the earlier years, it was a lot easier. The odor was bad, but it wasn't as bad. It only got progressively worse as you got older. So maybe
Yeah.
there's a factor with that. Um, but yeah, I know within my life, I tried to do a number of different things. There was a number of different methods, products, trends that people would say. I don't know if you belong to any of the groups, like support groups like that. I know there's like Meebo on Facebook. There's
Oh, I
they've
mean,
got War Discord.
oh yeah, I'm in that Discord server actually. I'm also on the TMAU Reddit, the subreddit. I don't know if you've been on it. Pretty good subreddit. It's very depressing. It's very depressing though to read some of those things that people say on there. I don't know why I'm laughing, but it's actually sad because I can relate to that. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it is depressing. The only reason why it's funny. Oh, it's not really funny, but the only
it's
reason
not.
why I stopped going was because like after reading those things for years, like I don't know, it's like almost
Yeah,
the
it
same
just
story every now and then. So it never really helped me.
yeah. Honestly, it just makes you like really fucking depressed and like hopeless. Honestly, like I don't know why, but it's still very nice to see people like you're not alone. There's like even though like you've never met anyone in person with this condition, there's like a shit ton of people actually with this condition across the U.S.
And
Surprisingly.
especially for some reason, it's concentrated in California. I don't know. I can't tell you how
Oh
many
my.
people I've talked to within the past 4 years are in California, especially Southern California. So
Yeah.
I don't
We should
know if you're in
we should do
LA.
a no. I'm near LA though, but not in
Mm.
LA.
Now I'm trying to count the amount of people that I talked to that are in California. So that's
Yeah.
you. There was a nurse. There's another woman that talked to me. Then there's Javier. Then there's Jose.
Another
Uh,
Jose man.
Oh yeah, your name is Jose. And then there's another person that so there's like at least six people I've talked to either through email or they contacted me um, that are in LA. Ooh, and then there's another person. There's probably like seven now. There's seven. That's crazy. Which makes me always, my I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Um, my I can't believe I'm blanking on this word right now. Anyways, I just have this weird suspicion that there's something related. Why there's so many people in California?
Yeah, I mean California is like it's the largest state in the country, so more people who live here than any other state. Like we have like what 38 million people here. Like
Mhm.
I know you live in Florida. There's like 20 million people here. I don't know, but yeah,
Shit, I don't remember. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That could be the case that there's just a higher population, but
yeah.
it's I
Oh
never hear anything in California. I
yeah,
always
no
hear it's
music.
always somewhere around Bay Area, LA,
LA,
or
yeah,
somewhere within
Southern
South
California.
California, Southern
Yeah.
California. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
So
Um,
Do you want to hear some of my crazy experiences? Like, there's some crazy shit that's happened.
Go
You
ahead.
want to
Yeah.
talk? All right, so in 11th grade, I was a junior. This one time I was getting a shit ton of reactions that day, man, and I was freaking the fuck out. I had an anxiety attack, and in
Mm.
this one class, in this one class, I was getting reactions in it, and then I just like fucking left. Like I just stood up and fucking left that class. Like I was just sick
Oh,
and tired of it. I just left in the middle of class, and then the teacher was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" That teacher gave me reactions, by the way, and he was like, "Man, what?" He was like, "What the fuck?" And I guess he called like I don't even know security, I think. And there's this one of my other teachers who never gave me reactions. He was like super cool, and like of like we would always be talking about like personal stuff because like I don't know like he was like more understanding of it, I guess, understanding of like problems and stuff. And he comes like I went to his classroom because like he was like very chill and stuff. And I was like, man, I'm just fucking sick and tired of school. Like I just want to like I'm tired of this day and everything. And then he's like, hey, what's wrong and like all this stuff. And I was like, I think you know. I was like, I think you know what's wrong. Like this is a problem in your classroom because people in that class, like the kids would give reactions, like they would always like clear their throats or like say it smells bad and stuff. And I was like, I smell really bad and it's really affecting my life. And he was like, you don't smell bad. And then he was like really fucking confused. Like his facial expression looked confused. And he literally stood up next to me. He began to sniff me. Like he was like he began to sniff me. He's like, it smells like nothing. And then I was like, what?
oh, you
I was
fell for
so
that
confused.
trick, man. That someone tried to do that shit with me.
Yeah, no, but like when he did it, like, like he like gave like no facial expression after that. Like he actually looked confused. And he's like, all right, he's like, let's go to the nurse's office because like I don't smell anything bad from you, but if you like feel like if you feel like you do, then go talk to the nurse. So I go to the fucking nurse's office, and I tell the nurse everything, and then she's like, you don't smell bad. And then I was like, what? I was like, another one. Or like, oh, yes, I do. I smell bad. Like, what are you talking about? And then she was like, it's like anxiety or something, and that like you should like go to therapy or something because it's the anxiety that's like making you think this. And I'm like, no, it's not. And she was like, I was like, I don't believe you. And she was like, what are the chances that me and your teacher are lying to you? And then I was just like, I thought about that. I was like, why would they lie to me? And then
Right.
I go back to the classroom that I fucking ditched. You know, I just fucking left that class. And then the fucking teacher was like all pissed and shit. And yeah, but that experience was really weird because like these two people are saying that I don't smell bad, but like I'm getting reactions and stuff. But like the craziest reactions that I've gotten are at work actually. Like there's these two middle-aged like ladies, they're like in their mid 40s if I had to guess, and they were low key beefing with me, bro. And I was like 16, 17 years old. It's at the same job that I work at, and they're like in their mid 40s, and they would like be beefing with me, bro. Like, and
What do you mean?
they'd literally be like, like bullying me, dude. Like I was getting bullied at work by like these two middle aged ladies, bro. And like they would always like talk shit about me. Like they would like give me like these deep dirty looks, like stares for like a long ass time, like just staring at
Hmm.
me with these dirty ass looks. And then one time I was working an 8-hour shift and I didn't get off until 10:30, and we were closing, so the store was closed, but we had to stay in there to clean. And I was alone with these two ladies, right? And then they literally just stare at me and they start to talk shit about me, like not even my body odor, like just my appearance, like everything. Start talking shit about my clothes, like my hair, like everything in front of me.
Hmm.
Like I'm literally right there, like they're pretending as if I wasn't there. And I was just like, what the fuck, like why are they doing this shit in front of me? And I just
Because they're
felt like
losers.
shit. I felt like shit after that, man. I was just like, man, I'm so depressed. Like I don't know, I just felt like shit after that. And like whenever I see them at work, like I just completely fucking avoid them because those like I've thought about complaining to the manager about them, but like at the same time, like what if like the manager like confronts them and stuff, and then they start to mention my body odor, like as the reason why they did it,
Say you
or
have
I
a
guess
medical condition. because
Yeah,
you
and then
can
like
be fired if you have a medical condition that
yeah,
causes body odor. You can sue
yeah,
somebody for it or
yeah.
sue a company for it.
Yeah, I low key feel like that's the reason why I haven't been fired yet um because of this condition, because like the managers are pretty much aware like it's every day that it happens, like whenever they see me. So I'm pretty sure they've caught on that it's like a body odor like condition, like it's not like I'm being unhygienic.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, man. It's like what you were saying originally with the story about the teachers and the nurse sort of hit a chord with me because I recall when I was in college, like whenever I was just walking around campus, people react to me or they'll say, "Oh,
yeah.
there's that guy that smells like shit." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So naturally, I would go to the doctor. I would go to the
Hmm.
doctor as like a campus doctor. Ever I go to the
Uh-huh.
campus doctor, go to the nurse, they're like, "You don't smell bad, you smell fine." Is
Yeah,
it?
they
And
always
they
say.
would say they would try to like convince me that it was in my head, or maybe it was just
Yeah,
nervousness and all this other type of
yeah,
stuff,
yeah, for sure.
which naturally makes me think to my well, now I just conclude that people just have can pick up certain chemicals, pick up certain
But
irritants
it's
better
just
than
like
others.
it's just super weird that like like the people that can help me, like doctors, like I've gone to a doctor before and she couldn't smell me. She said she didn't smell like the room didn't smell like anything, or like I didn't smell like anything. Like it's always the people who I ask for help that can't smell me, or maybe they're lying, but like they don't give reactions. Like if you're like, oh, like you don't smell bad, and then like you're fucking choking or like coughing, then obviously you're fucking lying.
Right.
So what I did was like, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna ask someone who does give reactions. If I smell bad, I'm gonna ask them. And there's this one guy in my class who would always give reactions, and I had him added on social media. So I texted him. I was like, yo, do I smell bad? And he's like, whenever you enter a room, like the room starts smelling bad. And then I was like, really? And then I tried to like add on to the conversation, and then he responded back. He was like, oh, he's like, yeah, the classroom does smell bad, but like it's not you. Like he kind of like he was like about to tell me, but then he like changed his mind because like he probably didn't
Mm.
want to hurt my feelings or something. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this: since you're saying that, have you ever overheard someone say this? You smell, or this guy smells, and they were directing
Yeah,
the comments at you.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, one time this guy directly said it to my face. Like
Mm.
in 10th grade, like I was like trying to hang out with like these kids at lunch, and one of them was like, man, you smell like shit, like in front of me, in front of everyone. And I was just like, man, I feel like I'm so embarrassed right now, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and then I just fucking left. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's weird. I don't know. I really cannot understand the doctor situation. There is that possibility that they can smell you, but at the same time, it's like they probably can't do anything about it. So that's why they'll just lie in your face. And the thing is, I think it's like a they do it because they want to be nice, I guess, in a way. They want to be
yeah,
nice, and at the same time, they can't solve it. I don't know what to do with it, and he does smell bad. Let me just say he doesn't smell bad to make him feel good, because a lot of
uh,
times I think they can read your body language, and they see that you're anxious. They might see that you might look down in a way, so they try to cheer you up by just lying, giving white lies. But I think another part of it is like they don't know what to do to diagnose that because it's just
yeah.
so
It's not a real
unknown.
disease. Well, it is a real disease, but it's like unknown. Like it doesn't exist. If you know what I
They
mean. Like
they don't have the
If you Google search, like nothing comes up. Like it's just a mystery, like disease. Like it's
right.
very hard.
I don't know the percentage of people who have TMAU, but I feel like it's like less than 3% in the world.
Yeah,
So like no, it's
crazy.
not going to be in just it's not going to be a common disease that's going to be shown in many I don't know courses related to I don't know whatever. So yeah, most people are just going to be like, I don't know how to treat this. This is not in my wheelhouse of knowledge. So I'll just say something to cheer them up and just move along. Um, but yeah, that's one of the biggest issues is like you don't know who's lying or telling the truth. So then you just get paranoid, or you think
Yeah,
everybody's lying or something like that, or not
yeah,
being honest with you. Uh, so that sucks. But in any
yeah.
case, with you, like I know, yeah, I meant to say like, I think I mentioned this, but I don't think you answered the question. I
Sorry.
wanted to ask you if you noticed if there was any products or
Oh,
routines.
No, nothing was really helping or like fixing. Like deodorant wasn't helping. Showering, taking extra long showers wasn't helping. Sorry. Yeah, like nothing. Like the only thing that can like reduce the odor, I guess, is fucking don't eat eggs, don't eat sugar, don't eat milk, don't drink milk. Sorry, don't fucking eat red meat. You know, just don't eat that stuff, and you'll still smell like shit. But I mean, I'll still smell like shit, but um, it it'll definitely be like reduced if you know what I mean.
There's always been other products such as vitamin B2, activated charcoal, chlorophyll,
Oh yeah, I've heard of.
chlorella,
Yeah.
not aspartame, or probiotics. As a matter of fact, there was this one comment that was within the chat that I wanted to comment on, or at least speak about, or at least ask you. I mean, has he ever been prescribed antibiotics for any ailments, or does he regularly take NSAIDs like ibuprofen?
No, man, I don't take any like pre biotics whatever. I don't take any of that stuff. No, I'm too
Mm,
scared because then I feel like it'll fuck up my body or like make me smell worse perhaps. That's why like without I want to do more research before doing stuff like that. If you know.
right, right. Because I did hear like I have heard stories where people took antibiotics, and that's was the thing that brought upon their odor condition. Um, Now, you said that you're in the gut war things, and I know they're like I assume that they're very um, pro probiotics, whether it be like kefir
Bro,
or
bro,
um,
bro, he's live streaming. Stop.
well, I don't know. Well, yeah, I was just gonna say kefir
Sorry, sorry.
or kombucha. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I was just saying like uh, you never tried to do like kefir or kombucha or anything like that.
Kefir, no. No. Actually, I was reading that kefir makes you smell worse. I don't know. Sorry, I'm back. Kefir makes you smell worse, like apparently, because like it has dairy in it, some dairy components.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think with the fermentation, it takes away what is it? What's the exact enzyme? I'm thinking about lactate or lactase. So it should be okay with you, but I know a lot of people had bad reactions to it. But you never tried it at all?
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, have you ever tried? So you never tried any like chlorophyll, anything like that?
Oh, nah, man. No.
Mm.
Actually, someone I'm watching the stream and I'm looking at the chat and someone said, I noticed that when I don't use the restroom for a while, it gets even worse. So maybe constipation has to do something with it. Maybe.
Yeah, I've heard people who have constipation had worse. Matter of fact, there
Yeah.
was a time where I was really constipated. It's not that was a long, very long time ago, and it
Hmm.
was only because I was using some type of medication that was supposed to dry me out. I used to, well, I always sweat a lot, and I thought the issue had to do with sweating. So I went to a dermatologist to take some type of medication that would dry me out. And what it did was it did dry me out, and it made me very constipated.
Hmm.
And I thought, not sweating in general would make me not smell bad. But once I stopped sweating, I still smelled bad, and I was constipated for a very long time, and it didn't change anything.
Yeah. I
So,
noticed.
go ahead.
I noticed that when like I know apples, apples have fiber, right? So
Mhm.
I eat a shit ton of apples. Like one time I ate like I think 4 or 5 apples in one day, and even though it has fiber in it, like I just got so constipated. Like after eating that, I'm like overdoing it too
Really?
makes you constipated. Yeah, I don't know about you, like apples. Like I don't know what like the type of apples, but like I usually eat the green ones because I think they're better for you than the red ones. I'm not sure.
That's interesting. I think I heard something along the lines that people who haven't eaten a certain amount of fiber, it might make them like a certain, yeah, like if they ate more fiber than usual in
Hmm.
their body can't process it as well. But if you continue to eat that amount of fiber, your body will eventually be able to adapt and break it down. You won't have
Yeah.
any type of constipation or digestive issues, unless maybe you might have some type of what's the word? What is that? Damn. Now I'm trying to think of the acronym to that thing. Where is it called? FODMAP. FODMAP.
Hmm.
FODMAP is an IBS issue, and I know apples in general are considered high on the FODMAP, and you're supposed to avoid that. Um, which
Mm.
reminds me, you say, have you ever tried to do follow any type of diets? Since
Yeah.
you mentioned that damn, I can't find you. You mentioned that you said that like eggs, red meat, dairy,
Dairy,
all these things
eggs,
have
milk. Yeah.
high, yeah, are high in choline. Have you ever tried to just get a low
Um.
choline diet?
So it's hard because it's like I said, like I can't go without like red, like sometimes red meat, like I need the protein. So what I mainly eat is like chicken, like white meat, not fish, because I know fish, like seafood, it's brutal. That's one of the foods that I didn't mention, but seafood is fucking brutal. And turkey is pretty good. But I'm not following a specific diet. It's more of just trying to avoid specific foods that I know are bad.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you ever try to? Do you have any type of like app that can look at the amount of choline? I use Chronometer. Do you try to follow any type of calorie app or some type of food? I don't know what's the word, the proper food tracking app, I guess.
I'm gonna turn off my camera, sorry, but I'm still gonna talk.
All right,
No, I don't.
all right, because
Um,
oh, go ahead.
so I don't follow those apps. What I did was try to like maybe like do more exercise, so I kept track of how many steps I took in one day, like in your iPhone. There's like an app that tells you that, and like on average, like when I would go to work, I would like walk 30,000 steps a day, because like maybe I was like
Jesus
maybe
fucking Christ.
I need to sweat more, like maybe like do more exercise. So I thought that maybe that would help me, but it really doesn't.
Mm, 30,000, 30,000 steps. Damn.
Yeah, it's because my job. I'm never sitting down. Like I'm
Yeah.
always walking. Like I don't go like more than like 10 seconds without like walking. So it's like pretty like a lot. Um, yeah, the job that I have, I work in retail, like I said, and I just um pick up clothes off the floor, reorganize the sales floor, and sometimes I do have to cashier. Sometimes I do have to ring up customers and stuff, and those are not very good experiences. Like I've had like at least two incidents where a customer has tried to like confront me about it. It's very awkward. But
Confront you
yeah.
about smelling bad?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they were like, sir, you smell like whatever. Do
So
you
it's
take a
like
shower?
it was like these two scenarios. It was like these two old white ladies. Um, I when I finished like ringing their stuff up and putting it in bags and like handing it to them and finishing the transaction, the first one, once I gave her a bag and everything, she looked at me in my eyes and she was like, "You smell unhinged," and she fucking left like right after.
Smell unhinged is
Yeah,
crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. You smell
yeah,
unhinged.
yeah. And then the second time, there was this customer. She kept smirking the whole transaction. She was like fucking like cracking up, I guess, or like smirking, but like not in a very nice way. Like I don't know how to explain it, but once I finished the transaction, once I finished ringing her up and stuff, she was like with a smirk on her face. She was like, "I really like the smell you give off." And I'm like, and I pretended not to hear her. I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" I didn't
Mm.
hear you, and then I made her repeat herself 3 times, and each time she changed it to like something nicer. And at the end, she was like, "Oh, I like your fragrance," and I'm like, "I don't have a fragrance. I don't have a perfume on." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you," and then she like fucking left. I don't know if that was a reaction, but like I think she was like talking about my body odor.
You're right, right. Yeah,
Hmm.
man. It's weird. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a situation where someone was trying to get you fired? because that actually happened to me when I
For
was
real?
actually working as a security officer. Yeah, I had to like
What
I
the fuck?
worked at
That's
a I
messed up.
worked yeah, I worked at a theater, and then when the play started to happen, I had to check bags or whatever, and the sun will be beaming, and when I start to sweat, I get more reaction, whatever,
Oh yeah.
and you know, once people getting back at me, I would see or overhear people say I smell bad. And one of the like the ladies who are supposed to like manage like the play thing, I would overhear them say, "Oh, this guy smells bad and he's driving away the customers and shit." So I'm
For
like,
real? Damn, that's wild.
yeah, bro. Like,
Actually, at the store that I work at, it's a really busy store. Like it gets really fucking crowded. And the store, all of the lights are always on. So like I'm sweating there. Like I'm always walking and I'm sweating. And sometimes they make me carry heavy furniture into people's cars, and I'm just sweating. And it's like so hot. It's like so stuffy in there because it's so crowded and everything. But I've never had a situation where someone has tried to get me fired. I'm sure there have been people who have complained about me, and some of the managers do give reactions to me. Like they're aware of the smell, but yeah, no one has. I don't think anyone has like complained, to my knowledge. Like maybe I'm like 90% sure that they talk shit behind my back, you know. But I don't think anyone has like trying to get me fired. But I'm planning on quitting my job soon, like once I graduate, and I want to get a full time job, like 40 hours a week, and that's just gonna be really bad. Like I was thinking about getting my license, being a security guard and working like an outdoor mall or like somewhere like chill, where like I'm not
that's right.
interacting with people. But like I'm scared. Like I'm just so scared for that, man. Like I don't know what to do.
You're scared for actually working as a security officer, or
No, I'm
you're scared
scared of like working. I'm scared of working full time, like every single day, 8 hour shifts, and being there. Like, they always make me work 8 hour shifts on the weekends, where I work because I have school. But like, dude, they're so painful. Like tomorrow, I have to do an 8 hour shift, and it's just not very like fun. Like getting those reactions all day, and then at the
yeah.
end of the day, you're like exhausted. And you're like, man, I have to do this again. Like this was such a challenge. Like, why do I have
Let
to do
me.
this again tomorrow? Yeah.
I think in California you get paid like at least like $15 an hour, right?
Yeah, I get paid $15 with 60 cents an hour.
Okay, okay. Because I was gonna just say like you can just go online. That was the go-to for me. Just go online, so you don't have to
Mhm.
put up with all the abuse or the anxiety or
Yeah.
stress of just dealing with people. But again, like you were saying with COVID, not being able to connect with people,
Yeah, makes you
sort of,
depressed.
yeah.
Makes you depressed. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Um,
so
sorry.
so naturally, I want to ask you this: did you within this the process of like being on the job, were you able to connect and befriend people, et cetera, et cetera?
Oh yeah, man. That's the next topic I want to get to. Like, it's very hard to make friends. Like, I do have a friend like at work, like, but like he does give reactions. Like, we talk for like 30 minutes straight, and then he's like, "Man, he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back." And he takes like fucking 15, like a 15-minute bathroom break, and he comes back, and then like we start talking again. But like, I do have some friends like at school and during the class, like some people do come up and talk to me and stuff. One of my teachers, one of my teachers at school, like we're pretty chill, even though he does give reactions. Like, um, I contributed a lot to the journalism program at my school. I interviewed like politicians and stuff. Like I interviewed a congressman, who serves in the
Cool.
United States House of Representatives and stuff. And I published it on his website, and on the school newspaper website. And like ever since after that, like a lot of like the school administrators and shit, like they started like giving me more respect. Like it was pretty cool, even though like before like I got treated like shit. Like, I don't know, but yeah, like I don't really befriend people like unless they come up to me and like try to befriend me first. Like I won't go to them because of anxiety and stuff. But also like getting a girlfriend and stuff, like that's just like out of limit, like out of just something that's not gonna happen. Like I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably never gonna like get a girlfriend. Like I don't know, like I don't want to be a doomer, but like it's just kind of like the reality, I guess.
I don't know, man. I've heard some positive. I've heard some positive experiences from people who've actually gotten married or still within a relationship or some shit. I don't know what it
Mhm.
is. Maybe there is some people. I've also heard stories where there's people who are in these little groups where they meet each other, boy or girl meet each other, and now they have some
Yeah,
type of relationship. so
Yeah,
that might work
yeah.
out. I don't know.
I've just
Um,
never like I know like I'm 18, so like I haven't experienced life. Like I haven't even gone to college yet. But like
right.
from what I've seen, like girls really don't like show interest in me. Like they like I've never felt like a girl has had a crush on me.
Damn.
Um, like I've never felt that like girls have never had a crush on me. Like and then like the girls that like at work and school, like they give reactions. Like they're not gonna like come up to me and like try to like fucking like flirt or something. Unless I was talking to somebody about this, I was like, man, like I'm depressed because like even though like it's a girlfriend, it's not a big deal. Like I'm never gonna have a girlfriend in my life. And then he's like you should like go on Tinder, like online date or something. And then I'm like, I'm
Tinder
like
is just full of bots.
In my Tinder profile, I should be like, hey, looking for someone that has lost their sense of smell or something, or like
Shit.
someone that
There's
has like a body odor condition. Yeah,
there's people on Tinder who always put females on Tinder always put like, "Ooh, I got this disease and that disease, and I need you to be okay with that." So it might
yeah.
work. You know, I don't know.
Has that happened? Has that happened to you? Because I know I saw your video, the one before this one, where you were talking to girls or something. Like you were trying to talk to girls in public.
Bruh, like oh, if you're talking about like publicly or just within the apps, I
Yeah,
would never
whatever.
be able
Yeah,
to go to the first step and just sitting down on
yeah,
a date and talking to a woman. But just only talked to like three women last year, and they
yeah,
didn't react to me at all. They were just like, "Oh, I got a boyfriend or some shit."
yeah,
So I don't know.
yeah,
If I actually did walk up to 100 women, maybe one would give me some a time of day. Who knows?
yeah,
But that's just hard. Um,
so,
damn, I was gonna say something.
yeah,
Damn, what was I gonna say? Uh, it was relating to what you were talking about in terms of befriending people. Yeah, I wanted to congratulate you for
yeah,
being able to just uh, I don't know because my mind is different. The way I process things is when people react to me, I naturally see it as disrespect. So
yeah.
I
I see
just
that
like
too.
shut it down.
I
I
low key
just
see that as yeah. I see it as disrespect, but like as long as you're not like talking shit to me or like bullying me, like something like I got bullied at work and stuff. Like as long as you're not doing that, like I know it's like you like like you probably do like I don't know how to explain it, but like I know they're not trying to be rude on purpose. Like the people who do give casual reactions, but if you're like fucking like harassing me over like trying to like make me depressed, then you know what, you're a fucking like asshole for that. You know I don't fuck with you for
right.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. Like you try to befriend people and stuff, but naturally, I don't know. Maybe I'm just jaded. I don't know. I just have a negative outlook for having it for so long. And since you only had it for maybe there'll be a bad influence if I say the way I feel. Maybe I should withhold that. Um, yeah. Let's move on to something else.
yeah,
So yeah, currently at the moment, you're really you want to be a journalist,
yeah.
but you fear the idea that, you have to be around a lot of people, might
Yeah.
possibly have this for the rest of your life. So,
Yeah, my dream job is like to work on like in DC, like on Capitol Hill, like work for like these congressmen because I got to interview one of them. It was like a really cool experience, and I would have to attend like I attended once like my school board meeting. I attended that shit and I got a shit ton of reactions. And I'm like I was so sad because I was looking so forward to it because I'm really into like like politics and stuff like that. Like I just find that interesting, and it sucks that I just can't pursue my dreams, so I have to like stick to other stuff, you know.
I mean, can't you just do online journalism? Can't you just like write blogs? I guess you
Yeah,
want to be the guy who just goes out into and asks
yeah.
these personal
Like
questions and interview
work for
people.
yeah work for news stations and stuff like yeah, report on stuff that's going on like the country and stuff like that. That's what like, my dream is, but I can't do that. But anyways, I have to leave in like 5 minutes, but I wanted to ask you something. I know this is an interview about me, but I wanted to ask you for something because you've been suffering with this for like 18 years. So I just wanted like some tips on how to like maneuver through life because you're probably like one of the best people to ask this because you suffered for so long. And I'm about to like go to college and work full time. It's just gonna be like really tough.
Shit.
So I just wanted like advice like what should I not do or what should I do?
And you about to leave in 5 minutes? Shit, I can't. Shit, I can't break it down in 5 minutes. And I don't think I'm even the best person because I have just a negative outlook on life. Shit. First thing, this is what you reminded me of something I wanted to make a video about for a long time. Where I wanted to make a video about what would I do if I could tell my 20-year-old self something stuff. And basically, yeah, it is to plan for the worst. I mean, there might be a possibility that it will go away. I've heard stories that it just went away after a while, but there's a possibility that it might be there for the rest of your life. So you should plan for something uh, again, remote, um, and try to get something that's going to have the highest average or have an annual average that's like 70,000 because I've heard
Uh-huh.
statistics on a national level. $70,000 is something you can use. If you have that within any state, you probably live comfortably. So try to aim
Mm-hmm.
at that level in terms of a career.
Mm-hmm.
You should try to make your life as comfortable as possible. I guess that's the best way to explain it, and that is just remote, get a good job, um, try to connect with people as much as possible too, because like you were mentioning earlier, when you stop connecting with people naturally, you just start getting lonely, you start getting depressed.
Yeah,
It's
depressed. Yeah.
it's we are social animals, so there has to be other means of communication other than just showing up and being around people. There's actually you
Hmm.
can befriend people online and have some type of relationship. I'm
Yeah.
actually doing it right now. I
Yeah. Like
actually
right
have
now, I
like
have like lots
okay.
of online friends, and it helps. Like even though like I can't talk to them like in person, like sometimes I will like voice call them or something. Even though I've never met them in real life, it's still very helpful.
Yeah, communicating with people is way better than just typing. And also, there were some studies that was talking about how seeing being in the same space, which we probably can't do for most people, but being in the
Hmm.
same space is a little bit different than just communicating on the phone. For some reason, your body responds to it differently. You tend to be happier. You tend to be have reduced stress when you are
Yeah.
able to communicate with someone or at least see their faces. So if you are able to communicate with someone via I don't know, like we're having right now, that's a
Yeah.
lot better than just typing or
Definitely.
just doing voices.
For sure.
And also diet is the most important thing. I mean, I could go to like maybe a 10-minute conversation about protein and
Yeah.
fiber, but
Yeah.
I
I
know you
got.
said you have five
Sorry.
minutes. So
Yeah, I gotta go. Sorry.
one last thing, if you have, if I can post, would you allow me to post your email if anybody wants to
That.
communicate with you?
So I just created that email just to email you. But if you wanna get in touch with me, you can follow me on Twitter.
Well,
So
you send your Twitter to me so then I could post it within
yeah,
the
I
interview.
will email it to you. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's it for Friday night team out interview 39, and we're out of here.
See you.
See you
Thank
later.
you.